Remember what it means to be a man. Today's world has made men so feminine that men no longer care about being disciplined, ambitious, strong, or disciplined as they used to be. My friend, your ancestors would be devastated to see their grandchildren today. Men were meant to be strong. This meant ignoring emotions and acting with reason. It meant doing everything you could to get rich. It meant being ambitious for his goals. It meant developing his body and achieving a muscular appearance. But today's world has turned men into the opposite of that. It's time to wake up and fight, man. It's time for men to grow up with a military mentality and discipline. Forget motivation. It's discipline that will lead you to success. The modern world has made men forget discipline. If you lack discipline, you will never be a man. In the past, men were brought up in a military culture, and military discipline encouraged them to be a man. They fought great battles and competed for power. If they lost, they became slaves. If they won, they became rulers, but they fought and struggled. My friend, if you want your ancestors to be proud of you, you have to fight and wear the crown of victory. Don't say you're young. Alexander the Great was 25 when he conquered the world. Mehmet the Conqueror was 19 years old when he conquered Istanbul. You are still finding excuses and whining that you are young. Being a man is not this. Being a man is to go to victories. Being a man is to struggle. Being a man is to dominate. Being a man is to be disciplined. But today's men don't give importance to any of these, or even if they do, they can't succeed, because they have forgotten what it means to be a man. Instead of their minds, they give importance to emotions and expect motivation instead of discipline. What a shame. A man gives importance to discipline instead of motivation, because it is discipline that will lead him to success. He values intellect over emotion, because it is intellect that will encourage him to make the right decisions. Remember what it means to be a man. Dude, being a man in this world means being rich. Let me give you an important fact. Women go to the 10% of men who are successful and rich. If you want to be a king and have a queen, you have to get into that 10% of men who are successful and rich. Remember, no woman will ever love you for who you are. She will look at your money, your power, your fame, and your alpha. That's the nature of women. If they demand these skills, we have the right to demand the most beautiful of women. If you want to have the women you want, you have to be the alpha, strong, rich, and masculine man that women see as high value. You are a man, you have to have all the powerful qualities in yourself. O warrior, you are alone as a man. No one will pull you up from the bottom. No one will lend you a helping hand. You will know the cold of the peak and the breeze of the valley. You will know that you have no friend but yourself. You will suffer much on your way to victory, but no matter what, you will walk to your goal. Put aside the feelings and grow the ambition inside you, warrior. On this road you will encounter blood, sweat, tears, warrior, but you will know the feeling of victory, warrior. Do not forget that you are on a path. This is your path, warrior. Of course you will encounter pain, but remember that the road to heaven passes through hell. I know, warrior, as a man, you are looking for a reason to live every day, to continue living. Every day you fight a lot of things in your mind to continue. But remember, and the greater the battle, the sweeter and holier the victory. Life is not always good, and everything can happen to a person. The important thing is not to lose hope. Life is not always good, and everything can happen to a person. The important thing is not to lose hope. You don't lose when you fail. You lose when you give up. Don't give up no matter what happens. I don't care how many times you fall down. It is important that you get up and fight after you fall down. That's what it takes to be a warrior. I've been sad many times. I've been defeated many times. And I've been betrayed and frustrated many times. I've seen that the laws of the jungle still work in this world. I have seen poverty. I have seen all the doors closed in my face when I don't have money. Every night when I went to bed, I dreamed. Every morning when I got up, I started looking for a purpose or a reason to live. I fell to the bottom many times and always tried to rise again. I realized that there are many realities in this world. The realities of this world are clear, warrior. Money is the most important thing. Power and dominance is the most important thing for a man. The choice is in your hands, warrior. Either you win or you die for it. As a man, as a warrior, you have to be brave and you have to be courageous. There is a beautiful saying, cowardice leads to death, indecision leads to danger, courage leads to victory. As a man, discipline must be your number one strength. If discipline is combined with faith in this world, man can achieve any success. If you want to be disciplined, first of all, you need to behave like a soldier with a military mentality and chain of command. In the past, men had a chain of command and had responsibility towards their superiors and leadership towards their subordinates. As a leader, a man would lead the whole army and try to conquer the whole world. Let me give you some information about Genghis Khan, the world's greatest conqueror. Genghis Khan was captured in his childhood and treated as a slave. Then he kept his ambition and ruling spirit alive and established a state. One day a ruler from the Chinese state sent an envoy to him. The Chinese emperor's envoy came to Genghis Khan. He asked him to pay an annual tax and to kneel in front of the envoy for loyalty and loyalty to the Chinese emperor. Genghis Khan threatened the envoy by saying, "I won't kneel before him, he will kneel before me," and gave the necessary answer to the Chinese emperor. The next time, he formed a large army, challenged the Chinese emperor, and set out on a campaign towards China. He defeated an army 5 times bigger than himself and invaded all of China, defeating and destroying whatever came in his way. Look at the courage and determination. He challenged an army that outnumbered him and defeated his enemies with his courage and knowledge. That's what it means to be a man, even if the situations are against you, even if the end will bring you death. It is to be courageous and not to turn from your path. One of Genghis Khan's greatest achievements and strengths was his emphasis on military mentality and military discipline. His faith and determination had an effect on this, and he conquered most of the known world. I would like to tell you about another great commander who was a very brave and valiant commander. This commander was the 4th ruler of the Ottoman Empire. His name was Yildirim Beyazit Khan. Yildirim Beyazit Khan was a very warlike ruler and made conquests both in Asia and Europe. He defeated the Crusaders in the Battle of Nibelung and captured many Crusader nobles and commanders. He was such a great commander that he released the captives he took, and the released Crusader commander said, "I swear that I will never fight with the Turks again." Hearing this, Yildirim Beyazit Khan said, "I return your oath to you. Build bigger armies against me so that the victories I will win will be that big." Can you see the determination and courage of Yildirim Beyazit Khan? What a great power, might, determination, and courage this was. This is how mighty and strong men were in the past. They were also ambitious and courageous. So, warrior, remember what it means to be a man. Another thing is that men used to fight to be leaders and learn these leadership skills and try to be leaders. Leadership is the skill of an alpha male. Leadership was a combination of a lot of skills, and it wasn't really a position that everyone could achieve. Leadership requires discipline, it requires courage, it requires determination, and it requires the ability to lead. The one who achieved all these skills would become a leader and declare his sovereignty. I would like to tell you Alexander the Great's great quote about leadership. Alexander the Great said the following legendary quote on leadership and command. It is rumored that he said, "I fear not a lamb-like commander with an army like lions, but an army with an army like lambs, but a commander like lions." This explains the meaning and importance of leadership for a man. Speaking of Alexander the Great, he was the first conqueror of the known world. He came out of Macedonia. He conquered as far as the center of Asia and overthrew the Persian Empire. He set out on this expedition in the east, wondering about the end of the world. This curiosity gave him a huge empire and allowed him to become a great ruler, the first conqueror of the known world. How great was the courage of Alexander the Great? He marched against the Persian Empire, one of the most powerful states at that time, and achieved victory. It is ambition and courage that will lead a man to such great achievements in this life. Modern society has deceived and feminized men by telling them that ambition is not good. This is complete nonsense. Ambition is one of the things that will lead a man to success and victory. Because the bigger a man dreams and sets goals, the greater victories he will achieve. I told you that as a man you have to be rich. If you are not rich, you can neither be a king nor a man favored by women. That's why you have to be a rich and wealthy man. How are you going to be rich, successful, and rich people who have done what they have done? You will behave and be like them. Because wealth is contagious. The more you hang out with rich people, the more rich people you have around you, the richer you become. Have you heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 friends you hang out with? This saying is not only for wealth, but for all valuable things in life. If you hang out with poor, non-athletic, loser, beta people, you'll be like that. On the other hand, if you hang out with rich, sporty, alpha, powerful, respected, and high-value people, guess what? Bravo. So will you. Dude, let me be clear. You have to get rid of your burdens. You have to be selfish for yourself. You only come into this life once and you don't need to waste it. If your friends don't add anything to you and hold you back, you have to cut ties with them. You have to do that if you want to be a successful man. Not only are they not adding anything to you, but they're also holding you back. If you rise up and they're still there are 2 options. Firstly, you can go down to their level, which is the stupidest thing you can do. Secondly, they can rise to your level, which is the logical and win-win situation. Dude, if you want to be a big man, you have to build solid relationships. I'm emphasizing the importance of personal connections here. Get to know the big people in your area and get their attention. That way you will be more recognizable and your business will be bigger and better. Now let's talk about how you can maintain discipline, mate. Mike Tyson has a saying about discipline. Discipline is pretending to love something you hate every day. I think that's as good as it gets. Can I tell you something? Actually, discipline is freedom. Because if you don't do something you have to do, it affects you badly. And in fact, this mental illness and this disease we call depression is caused by this. The body and mind are spiritually atrophied and weakened unless you realize your potential. So whatever you need to do in life, you need to do it for your health and for your dreams. Oh warrior, you realize how much you have to do, don't you? Well, at least you realize, and you are ahead of many people who don't realize. Do you know when you will be at the forefront? When you apply these teachings, everything starts with thinking, but it is achieved when you act. Don't be afraid of failure, warrior. Fear not to try. There will be failures along the way, but maybe thanks to these failures, you will develop and go to victory. This situation happened to every soldier who went to victory. This situation happened to every successful commander. This situation happened to every person walking on the path of success. The one who gave up turned back and gave up. The one who resisted and kept his faith intact and continued on the road succeeded and wore the crown of victory. As a man in this life, it is not important what you feel, but what you do. This world is the world of results. As the poet said, no one cares about how you fight those waves, but whether you bring the ship to the harbor. Man, I want to tell you about a fact. You are actually very lonely in this life. People will only be with you as long as you satisfy their interests. When their interests are not satisfied or fulfilled, they'll leave. There's no such thing as friends, man. There are only interests. There's no such thing as love and affection, man. There's only self-interest. There's nothing wrong with that, mate. It's human nature to be self-interested. Oh, warrior. I know you're tired, you feel exhausted. But you have to keep going and realize your dreams and wear the crown of victory. It's a hard road, warrior. I promise you nothing but blood, sweat, tears. But if you achieve victory, much awaits you, warrior. Don't let the modern world fool you, warrior. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just not doing what you should, and you don't feel like a man because of this modern world. Stand up, warrior. Feel that you are a man and do what you have to do. My friend, this road will not be easy and you will have very difficult moments. Sometimes you will sit and brood. Maybe you will think about giving up. But remember that maybe in that place where you think about giving up, if you do not give up and continue, maybe God will grant you victory. God is actually testing how much you can endure, how much you will not give up and continue. Do you really want to? Maybe He is testing this, and if you continue despite every difficulty, He will surely reward you. My friend, it's time for you to fight. Go and fight for what you want from this world. Whatever your goal is, fight to achieve it. There is a very good saying, if you have self-respect, you will achieve what you want to achieve at any cost. It's too late to turn back now, warrior. If you want to succeed, fight and succeed at all costs. I wish you to have a lot as a man, and I wish you to fight for your goal and to have all the strong qualities you need. And before I finish, I just want to say this. Make your ancestors proud and remember what it means to be a man.